The October 2019 general election will include two periods during which third-party activities and expenses are regulated: the pre-election period and the election period. The law imposes separate expense limits for regulated activities that take place during each of these periods. This module explains the limits. When a third party conducts regulated activities during the pre-election period or election period, the related expenses are subject to a limit, no matter when they were incurred. For example, on May 15th, a third party purchases advertising on national radio for $8,000. The broadcast will start on June 30th. Even though the third party purchased the ads before the pre-election period began, the $8,000 is a partisan advertising expense subject to the limit for the pre-election period. For the pre-election period, which starts on June 30th and ends on the day before the general election is called, the maximum amount a third party can spend is $1,023,400, of which $10,234 can be spent in a given electoral district. This limit applies to all expenses for partisan activities, partisan advertising, and election surveys that take place during the pre-election period. For the election period, which starts on the day the election is called and ends on October 21st, the maximum amount a third party can spend is $511,700, of which $4,386 can be spent in a given electoral district. This limit applies to all expenses for partisan activities, election advertising, and election surveys that take place during the election period. A third party is prohibited from exceeding the limits on regulated expenses, and expenses cannot be moved between periods to stay within the limits. A third party is also prohibited from circumventing or attempting to circumvent the limits. For example, a third party can't split itself into two or more third parties, or act in collusion with another third party, registered party, or candidate to get around the limits. Please consult the Political Financing Handbook for Third Parties on the Elections Canada website for details about third-party activities, prohibitions, and reporting obligations.